Okay, we're live. Again, no notifications going out, so I got my coffee here and I'm going to go slow for the next couple of minutes so everybody has a chance to get in. Yeah, I know I'm going to get some people in tonight. We didn't do an explore today. I got a really, really bad cold. I actually went out on Friday night to do an explore, and I was out at the Assiniboine Forest, which is one of North America's largest urban forests, like on the entire continent. Yeah, so I went up there for an evening walk because it got really, really mild. We've been having like minus 50 um, Celsius weather for the past, for a month now. And we finally got a break the past few days. And yeah, I went out there and I bundled up and I sweated. And then I started taking my layers off and I got really cold. And I guess that's how I got my cold. So, but anyway, when I was up there, I actually bumped into one of the organizers of Snow Motion, which is the Skijoring. For those of you who saw my video of the trail down at the Forks, and you saw the skiers with the dogs pulling them. Well, I actually met the organizer for that, and he has a channel. It's called Bear Wolf. I think was one of this channel, and then he has a personal channel too. And I should have looked it up before I started my live stream, so I could send everybody over there to take a look at what we're maybe going to be exploring next week. He invited me out next Friday. It's going to be really dark, so I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it. As you pop in, make sure that you say hi to me, right, so that I know that that I've got viewers out there tonight. I know it's going to take a few minutes for people to find the stream and get their notifications. And I know not sure. I know it's a holiday this week in Canada. Here in Manitoba, they call it L'Oreal Day, and that's tomorrow. In different provinces, they call this break in the winter. They put a holiday. It's fairly new. It's less than 10 years old. And yeah, some provinces call it Family Day. Some of them call it L'Oreal Day. Oh, few different names, right? So we call it L'Oreal Day, and we have lots of celebrations going on. I know today they had the Winnipeg canoe race where they actually take canoes and they put them on the river and they race them down the trails, right? And yeah, so the company I work for actually put a couple of teams in this year, and yeah, don't mind me. I'm all bundled up in this is one of my cozies, right? I know it's like a big quilt and everything, but yeah, it really got chilly again. I think it's cooling down here again. We're going to get another cold spell again. Pop in, say hi to me. Let me know who's here. Yeah, I'm looking forward to our little chit chat. Oh, so I've been really busy this week making some plans with my channel, cleaning things up there. But I had a lot of decisions to make on my service provider here because I really wanted to use one of the live studios. And yeah, I just didn't have enough with the service provider that I had. So I switched my service provider. So I'm really looking forward to checking out those programs again. And then maybe my next live stream, I'm going to have a little bit different setup. But keep in mind when when I do these are like experiments. So maybe next Sunday for sure, we'll schedule a live for 7:00. So when you come in, just let me know that 7:00 next Sunday we'll do a live. But if you can't find me, just go into my main channel, and it's because I messed something up with the new program. But I'm going to try really hard to get it right this time. And I don't think it was really, my computer or anything. I have a pretty good computer. I think it was actually my service provider. So I'm really looking forward to trying this new program and show you guys some tricks that I learned from Nick Nimmin, when he does his live streams. So I tried it a couple of times. It just didn't work out. but hopefully this is much better. Also, I got the Pixel. I'm so excited. I've always been a Samsung girl. Like, I really like the Galaxies. I always have. But they kind of fight for who's gonna rule my media, wanting me to change browsers and just not working with each other, right? Because I'm such a googly person, I thought, I know I have Windows on I have PC, right? But Pixel, I would just really like it just to be Google for a while. And this camera, I'm actually thinking of maybe using this camera on my Pixel as a little experiment just to see if I can make better videos or just as good videos as if I was to buy a camera. Now I'm looking for cameras right now. I don't know. I got a little bit of luck this month, right? And yeah, it looks like I'm catching up on a few bills, and I'm going to be able to get the tires for the car this week, and yeah, get that passport this week, and yeah, oh, my car insurance is due this week. Oh boy, yeah, expensive to insure cars now. When you pop into live stream, say hi to me. Yeah, I've been on for a few minutes on now, and nobody said hi yet. Here I am whining already. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about the Pixel. This is a big move for me, for somebody, well, for somebody who doesn't like change. I'm constantly changing, and that's kind of like the curious part of me. And I've been thinking about the Pixel for over a year now. I was thinking that maybe, my next phone would be the Pixel. And it was really neat too, because they hooked it up, and I thought I was going to have to transfer all my files and everything over there. But as soon as I put in my email address, overnight I got up, and yeah, Google had already done it for me. There was a couple of apps that, because I set it on, don't let any apps, download onto my phone without my permission, right? So there were a few apps I had to put back onto my phone that I use quite a bit. But yeah, some of my favorite apps, and I thought, oh, I'm not even going to remember, what apps to do this and this stuff. I play around. I can sit here and play around with it for like, 3 or 4 hours, but eventually I'll get it figured out. Yeah, so I'm just getting all ready. I'm going to Minneapolis next month, so I've been buckling down for the past few weeks, trying not to spend money, but I'm trying to get stuff done and trying to get on top of stuff. And yeah, and there's a lot of things that I've got to dish out a little bit here and a little bit there. So I just been buckling down. So I've been alternating, right? Explore one week, and then I'm going to do live chatter the next week. And that will only be for a few weeks, because once I start my trip, then I plan on uploading 1 or 2 times a week is the plan. I might do a video and a live each week. But yeah, I don't want to overload myself right now until I've, got my finances and things, a little bit more under control than what they have been. But, the past couple of weeks, I've really, really been applying myself. Like, I just can't believe, I'm actually quite proud of myself that I'm getting all this, business official stuff all taken care of, and that I'm actually doing a good job at it too. And, and it's a lot too, because I'm working those 10-hour shifts on top of that. Oh, and we also got some good news about my sister. Those worries have been bringing me down too. My family, my sisters are pretty much all I got, right? So yeah, we got some good news on one of my sisters, and yeah, it means a procedure, but yeah, I'm so quite pleased that takes a lot of worry off my family, that I can just apply, and just relax and just, apply myself to what I need to do and not have to worry, too much about what's going on their end, because I know they can take care of that at this point, at the moment anyway. They may need my help at some point, but yeah, my sisters are pretty good on their own. But when it comes to health and stuff, you can't help worry about the people you love, right? So who's in here with me tonight? Yeah, I hope I'm not pulling people away from things that they had to do, but I thought tonight that I would go live. I'm not too sure if my new microphone is working good, but it hasn't seemed to cause me any problems yet. There were a few things that I wanted to cover tonight, but I thought mostly that I wouldn't mind chit-chatting and seeing what everybody else is doing. And if you have any questions for me, hey, that's a good way to start too, right? I've never done a question session. I'm a pretty open person, right? So, I don't have too much to hide, and I don't have too many deep, dark secrets. At least I don't think so. Yeah. So, what was I doing this week? Oh, I tracked down the tires. Boy, did I score on my tires. I got exactly the tires, and if you just waited, I've been looking for these tires for my car, like they're, special terrain tires, right? Because I'm out on the back road so much. There's no point in spending $500 and getting mediocre tires for the car for the amount of mileage that I put out on the back roads and the terrains that I go into. I take my car right out into the bush and stuff. Like, I really, really need good tires, especially when I went through those tires in 2 years. I had to replace one tire already a couple months back, and now I have a slow leak in another one of the tires. And I noticed one of the tires doesn't belong to the set, so it was replaced before I had the car too. So yeah, so I bought the car used last year. It's a 2015, right? So it's only a couple of years old, but yeah. Yeah, my great tires, and they were good tires that they had. So I wanted to make sure that, I got the same kind of tires, but maybe I'd go with more of a brand name. And yeah, I was looking at the price of them. They were like $1,200-$1,300 for the set. And then you have to pay like another $15 or $20 a tire to put them onto the car. And then your taxes and everything on top of that. So I've been kind of watching on. I don't know if in the States they have Kijiji. Here in Canada, we have Kijiji, right? And I've been keeping my eye on those used tires, and I knew that, because the best thread you can get on those tires, I don't know if anybody out there knows about tires, but it'd be like 1232, right? And so I wanted to make sure I at least had 10 or 11 32 threads. So yeah, and then I found a set of 4 brand new tires this week for $300. Rims, everything good to go, brand new, still wrapped. So I'm pretty excited, and the tread looks so much better than the tires that I have now. Normally I go to Cal Tire, right? They treat me really good at Cal Tire with the tires and stuff. They do little things, and they don't charge you and stuff, right? So yeah, shout out to Cal Tire there. Yeah, they treat me good. Got my coffee here. I just finished a cup of tea too, so I don't know why I'm so thirsty tonight. But it's Top Chat. I've got it on. I'm thinking I've got nobody here, and I bet you if I go live chat, Owen's here. Hey, Owen. Awesome. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I had no friends tonight. I truly thought I had no friends tonight, that I was talking to myself. Oh, awesome. So yeah, so again, I can trust Owen that if I'm not there, and I haven't been there, well, how long I've been online now? For almost 15 minutes. And I didn't even see any chat there. I thought I was all by myself, but yeah, Owen was taking care of business in there. How is everybody doing tonight? Oh, okay. Oh, Jen's here. Daryl. Oh, you like my new mic? My sister bought me that for Christmas. Yeah, I'm so pleased for it. I think possibly like I had a little windfall, like that's the way I do. I set a goal and then I just wait for the little miracles to happen, and I guess I kind of meet these miracles halfway, but when these things happen and I just got a little windfall this week and I'll be able to get a couple of things done and I don't have to worry so much about how I'm going to get this trip done to go see Evan Carmichael, who's my online motivational coach there. And yeah, but like I said, it's really, really cold off today. And I had a really good explore lined up this past Friday. But yeah, we're going to maybe do an explore next Friday. It's what is it? The Assiniboine Forest. It's one of the largest urban forests in North America. It's right in the city. I'm not quite sure how many kilometers there is, but when I do the video and everything, I'll make sure that I do the research and I'll get all that information in the description and everything. But it's huge. It takes up miles and miles and it's just forest, right? So I like to walk those trails and look for owls, because the owl is my animal, right? So because the owl has no predators except for maybe an eagle or a hawk, right? But yeah, owls don't have any predators. Yeah, and they're beautiful and they're cute and yeah. Yeah, so that's my animal. What's everybody else's animals? There's an interesting question. Yeah. Owen, what's your animal? Everybody knows my animal. I'd like to know people's animals, and it always gives you a little bit of insight into people's personalities, right? And then when you meet him, go, oh, okay, yeah, he does look like an eagle, or he does look like a lion. Yeah. That's a good cup of coffee I made tonight. So I was telling everybody that I got the Pixel. I changed my service provider. So I'm hopefully going to be able to do some better lives. I'm trying. It's only a couple of $1,000s that I got, right? So I've got to spread it out. I've got to decide my cameras. So I've been looking at cameras all week, and it looks like it's going to cost me pretty close to $1,000 to get the camera that I want. And I thought I was like for sure knew which camera I wanted, but then I saw a couple of good deals online for other cameras that would work just as well. And, I shouldn't go with cameras just out of, loyalty and because I've been staring at them. But, I did watch a lot of reviews, and I'm looking at that Canon M50. I think for what I do, and because I'm a little bit older, I don't want something really, really big that, I'm going to have to drag around with me, right? And I certainly don't want anything because this will be my very first good camera, right? I don't want to spend a lot of money on it. And because I'm so rough and tumble with my gear, break it in a couple of months, right? So I think I'm going to go with maybe a lower budget one. I found a good one online. I was thinking the Lumix G7. I always appreciated that one. And I know that somebody was saying it was a good camera. Maybe it was Roberto Blake that said it was a good one. No, he had the GH5. Yeah, one of the more expensive ones. But yeah, I think a good camera just to start off. I'm thinking like the Canon M50. If anybody knows anything about cameras, I would love to hear your insight, right? But I've been watching video reviews on that, and yeah. And just trying to figure out the camera. Now, the other thing, I know my trip is going to be, $500 or $600. So I'm just going to make sure that that's put away right off the hop. And so I'm thinking also my webcam, because my chatters live, I think, are going to be an integrable part of my channel. And I think I need a wide a better wide angle camera, and I want some O lighting. So I'm thinking maybe I might invest, not much, maybe $200. I might invest in a little bit of gear, maybe, you know, an O light and the new webcam. I have the great microphone. Now I'm thinking a laptop, you know, if I'm going to be doing business and stuff. Come on, everybody. Am I done that again? I've gone and I did. See, I've done that again. Andrew's here. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm playing around with the slide on my chat, and I'm missing these all these wonderful comments. Oh, and you know what? Let me tell you something about Canada Dry ginger ale. You know, especially, this is such a great tip. If you're going to drink pop, you know, pop is not great for you, but if you're going to drink pop, the Canada Dry ginger ale is so good for you because ginger, they use real ginger in Canada Dry ginger ale. I don't know if people knew that, but it's real ginger. And it has antibacterial properties in it, right? You know, so it'll keep your breath fresh. It'll keep it. It's also, it won't dehydrate you like cola does, right? Like Coke does or Pepsi does. It'll hydrate you. So I'm a big pop drinker, but yeah, I've switched over to ginger ale. I basically just drink ginger ale. Oh, and my coffee and my tea. Brendan, did you get that? I emailed you, Brendan, with the link to the last video that I did, right? Because I didn't hear from you and I wasn't too sure if you got the link. And because just so everybody knows that if I'm going live at 7 p.m. on Sundays. I am not leaving my lives public anymore because I'm such a small channel. The lives hurt a little bit, right? I don't notice. I look at my analytics, and to me, I think it helps. But I think all channels are run different, and it all has to do with the engagement that you have on your channel, and you know, the people in your comments and stuff. You know, some people do really well with the lives, and some people don't do so well. And that's, well, yeah, that's another thing I was thinking, Jen. You know, maybe I'm going to invest. Like, I use Premiere Pro for my editing, but I've got just the Premiere Pro package, right? When I went into that little financial crisis this past year, I just cut my budget right down as low as I could, but I couldn't give up my Premiere Pro. Like, that was the one thing that I really needed to have, was my good editor, right? Because at some point I'm going to have to be a good editor, and to be able to be a good editor, I have to have a good editing program, and at least it would give me the opportunity to get some experience on the program. So I put it right down to the cheapest program. I was paying like $20 while it was $28 because the difference, right? What a big difference. It was like my Evan Carmichael ticket, you know, it was at $45. And then, you know, I went and I put $60 on my credit card, and right away I got my ticket. But then I went over $20 on my credit card, and they charged me an extra $29 because it turned out to be like $69 or something Canadian. So it's quite a bit of difference. So I got to make sure that I have a little bit of money put away that I can, you know, before I come home, I could stop in. I don't know what your main grocery store is in the States. I know here in Canada, we have like Safeway and Sobeys. Shoot me out a couple of your big grocery stores, if you know, when I come across and come home from the border, that I can pick up some pop. You know what kind of pop that we don't get here that I love is Shasta, some Shasta root beer, and I'm gonna have to make a note of that because it was my favorite pop when my dad took us on road trips. was that Shasta root beer. So I want to make sure I bring a couple of cases of that home too. But yeah, I think I'm going to stop at the grocery store and I'm going to do some major grocery shopping, especially with the difference in the Canadian dollar. I didn't realize that we were that far behind in the American dollar still. I thought we were pretty close, but yeah. And I hope the gas is cheap down there too. Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been 30 years since I've been into the States. It's been a very long time. My dad used to take us on road trips into the States all the time, right? Oh, have you, Owen? Yeah, that Shasta root beer. I remember that root. And you had strawberry pop too. I remember the States had pop that was tasted like strawberries. Yes, and I want to get some of that too. But all the other pops we get, like we get the Mountain Dew and the Dr. Pepper and yeah, we get most things the same, but there are things in the States that are different that you get differently. And actually, I was thinking, if Explore with Us came on tonight, I don't expect them to come on every time, but if you happen onto their channel or something, I would thought that we could do a collab. It would be like a candy exchange, right? I would send all the Canadian candy and the Canadian chocolate and the Canadian potato chips, and they could do a taste test with the Canadian treats that I send them, and then they could send me American treats, and I could try those out. It was an idea I was kind of shooting around in my head. I know it's really popular on some channels, and I'm not really that kind of a channel, but yeah, I like candy. Oh, wait, that might not work because I gave up candy years ago. Yeah. I forgot. I keep forgetting about that. Yeah, I gave up candy probably 5 or 6 years ago. I'm not big on dieting and stuff like that, right? But candy being like pure sugar, I thought it was a nice, easy one to give up. And I never really had a big craving for it anyway. But yeah, we're getting back to that camera. I just might give this a shot. It's got a nice wide selfie angle now too, so I might get a better wide angle with this camera, but it's also a very expensive camera, so I don't want to be I mean, you get those plans, right? So they kind of work the price of the camera or the phone into your plan, right? But if you had to buy this phone, outright on your own, it would be well over $1,000. Wouldn't that be something? Well, that's Canadian funds too, right? It might be under $1,000. I know it was like $1,100 here in Canada for the Pixel. This is the Pixel 2 extra large. It's because I had the Galaxy S7 Edge as my last camera. And I really, really, really like the big screen on these, especially when your eyes aren't good anymore, right? Well, I have the cameras, I see pretty good now, but lots of people, they don't think to put their glasses on and stuff. And, it's nice to have a nice big screen so you can see stuff. So I'll let everybody know along the way how my Pixel is doing for me. I'm pretty excited to have it. And like I said, I was so impressed when I got that camera. Then, they put my SD card and they says, oh, give it a half an hour, So I said, oh, forget it. I just plugged it in. And then when I got up in the morning, Google had already transferred all my accounts, everything. It was like my old phone. I didn't have to do anything. They even gave me my same Google Assistant. Who else out there has a Google Assistant? Let me know if anybody out there has a Google Assistant on their phone or if they use the minis or something at home. Food Town. Are those big grocery stores? Like, are those like what do you call those franchises? Like that will be all over the states? I think I'm going through 3 states. I think I'm going through North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota when I go to Minneapolis. I might do a bed and breakfast when I go down there. So I'm looking forward to trying one of those out. I might stay in the hotel that they're having it in. I used to work for that organization where they're having it. I think they're having it at Quality Inn or something in Minneapolis. So if anybody's down there on the 23rd, yeah, come and find me. Yeah, I'm only staying for a day or two. I have to be at work again on the Monday. But like I said, this is the first time I've actually going to be making a real effort and investing a couple. It's only a few dollars, like the trip down there, the drive. That's, I wouldn't, all these little explores that I'm giving up this month, that will be all put into one big explore. And I hopefully will get, 3 or 4 really good videos out of it. And of course, getting inspired and pushed a little bit, on my goals. I try hard, but I know I procrastinate, and the business part of it, right? Now I'm in all those business videos and stuff, and those are so hard. Like when you start learning that stuff, but I need to learn it, right? Because I'll have to be teaching probably small businesses how to use those small marketing tools and stuff. So I've got to learn it all, and there's lots to learn. It's fun. It's fun to learn. Here I am complaining as though I got to watch these. Oh, look at that. Dave's here. Hi, Dave. Yeah, Dave and Andrew. Yeah, we're missing Nancy tonight. We're missing Sharon tonight. I don't see Sharon in here tonight, but that's okay. Yeah, I'm all stuffed up right now. I got my coffee as hot as I could make it right now, but I know I'm sounding funny, but I'm glad the microphone. Now I turned the microphone because I watched my last live after our week before last when I did a Chatters live with the new microphone, and I was really impressed also how great it sounded, right? So I'm really pleased with it. But I thought maybe it was a touch too loud, so I did turn it down a little bit. So if you could let me know how it sounds, I know I'll go back afterwards and check out the sound myself. But if you need me to turn it up a touch or turn it down a little bit, just let me know, because I did play around with it a little bit before I used it. Now, the thing with the Yeti too, because see how I've got it tilted a little bit to the side? That's the incorrect way to use this microphone. It should be absolutely upright, because the microphone, because of the setting that I have, the speaker is right in the front, right? So you want to make sure that the microphone is there, and you're probably noticing a difference, me just tilting it upwards, right? But it has different ones. So if I want to do interviews, it also has a dial. So then the sound will come in through here, and it will come in through here. So I can do interviews. So that's another thing I can do, is maybe get a laptop, because again, if I'm going to be working with small business and going into their establishments where they're working, then of course I'm going to want to have my own laptop with me, right? So I can, it's all fine and dandy that this is linked to my computer. Like whatever my computer does pulls up, I can pull the exact same thing up on my phone. But if I'm going to be working with clients, it's best if I have a big screen so I can actually direct them and show them what they're doing, right? Oh, Dave, I'm so happy you popped by too. Anything new and exciting with you? Hi, Daryl. Yes. Oh, thank you. I was cold, right? So I had a sweater on and everything, right? But I all of a sudden, just before I went live, I'm going to have to get up and get myself a sweater. And so I just grabbed it. I don't know where I got it. I think that I don't know if you have a Winners or something in the States here. I think this was purchased at Winners. It was it was a one size fits all, but yeah, it's a cozy. It looks nice, like, you know, if you're out somewhere's dressy or something, you need something nice to throw over a dress, or, you know, a nice blouse or something. So yeah, I picked something nice. I could have picked my pink house coat because that's cozy too. But yeah, I was going live and gotta look nice for you, right? Yeah, I had a couple of lives. I wasn't feeling good when I got up today, and I thought, oh, you know, I'm going to go outside. The whole plan was today I was going to do a live outside, just because I had the Pixel and because I upped my data plan too. So I got my goodie plan. Like I got everything I absolutely wanted, except I didn't turn my car into a Wi-Fi spot because that was going to be an extra $20 or $15 or $20 a month. Otherwise, I would have done that. And that's something I can add on to, you know, if I'm able to increase my income at home. But, you know, there's no use spending money that I don't have. I have to be responsible, right? So I have to make good decisions. So this past week, I've just been, you know, delving into, you know, the best deals that I can get for a camera or a laptop. The webcam, that's only going to cost me $50 or $60. So I can pick that up this week. And I think it's probably something I might not even need right now. Because now I'm thinking, because I used to do a lot of my live streams, you know, me using the webcam is something fairly new because of the microphone, right? Because if I could figure out how to get my Yeti to work with my cell phone, and I'm sure I could, because you know, I could put a USB adapter in there and then just plug my Yeti into here. But I'm just wondering, would this like explode my phone or something because it's so powerful? So I'd much rather. I should have asked Dean Niman this because he does all the classes for when I'm learning how to use my phone when I'm filming. You know, there are Google. Eminem, I don't know if anybody saw that video with Eminem when he was up on the Empire State Building and he sang his song. What was the song? I love the song. It was so good. I must have watched it at least 100 times. But Eminem, he did this video, but it was all filmed with Google, right? So I thought, you know, maybe I'll give it a shot. Yeah, I know I did a lot of video. I did probably 50% of my videos that I've done so far, I did with my Samsung Galaxy. They had a really good camera too. Now, this camera on this phone is going to be so much better than the camera that I was using. So I know at least the videos will be better. And plus, with the Google Pixel, I can take as many pictures and as many videos as I want, and they're going to be saved automatically in high quality for free, not using my data or anything. So that was a no-brainer, for especially when I use my phone so much. So yeah, that was pretty exciting. And there's me again. I'm pulling all my comments to the top again, and I'm missing everybody. Key Foods, Owen, that's a popular grocery chain in the States. Yeah, I can, you know, I don't want to end up in Walmart's, because I know Walmart's are pretty consistent, because here in Canada, yeah, I'm sure the Walmart's are exactly the same. So if I'm not familiar with anything, then I would probably just go to the Walmart grocery section. I don't know. Yeah. Walmarts are huge. They're like malls just in themselves. Yeah, Andrew, just expand a little bit, right? And you have been too. Remember when you first started coming into the comments? And actually, I popped in, and who was it? Oh, Abandoned Steve, right? He uploaded, I think, 2 videos this week. Did he not? He did a ghost town and he did another building this week. Yeah, Andrew, I saw you. I saw your comments in his videos there, and I was gonna pop by and say hi, but I thought, oh, I'll just see him when he's in my channel, right? But yeah, that he's not uploading as much as he used to, but his videos are still very good. Really? You had a big snowstorm out there, Dave? Yeah, we didn't get much snow this week, but last week, boy, did we get a lot of snow. Sharon's here. Hey, Sharon. Yeah, we're just hanging out tonight. Yeah, I've just been working hard on getting stuff ready, and Sharon, I had a little bit of windfall, so I'm able to catch up on a couple of my bills outstanding, and yeah, I had a couple of big ones coming in. So yeah, and that's what it's all about, right? Like, I had no idea. I didn't know how I was going to pull off this trip. I still don't know if I have a job at the end of the month, right? They haven't let me know. I'm assuming that this week they're going to let me know. Um, I'm hopeful, but yeah, I was hopeful last time we had the chit chat. So we're just gonna leave that one up to fate. All I can say is, I'm gonna time my self-worth on that position, just on the effort that I put in, and yeah, not the results. I worked really, really hard, and I thought I'd come pretty close, but yeah, it would be up to them to decide. But I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to just deal with it when I have to deal with it. Yeah, that's nice that Sharon popped in. I think Sharon, were you in on the last one that we had last week? I know Andrew didn't make it in for that one. Oh, Carol, thank you for saying so. I don't know. I make list notes, right? They'll say, well, this is what I got to cover, right? And I make all these list notes. I actually, when I have these different, I use these here, right? These are those little school books that you put in the binders, right? So every month I pick up a 4-pack. I probably pick up a few of those 4-packs, but then I titled them something else, a different thing. Like this one is my chatter notes, right? So every time I have a chatter live, I I do, like all this stuff I can do on the computer, but I like notes. I find that when I write things down, when I actually write things down, it somehow imprints a little bit better in my brain, right? Yeah. Oh yeah. I buy these at the dollar store. They come in like 4-packs and stuff. But and then I keep them, right? Once the month is over, anything that I haven't completed, because they're also like lists of things that I've got to do. And if I get a lesson, like I open up a page for the day, right? And then I go into my videos, because I learn from my videos, right? And I probably watch at least four from the big thinkers, right? I like to listen to great thinkers and people with great ideas and intelligent way of thinking, and places where I can learn stuff, right? So I'm always jotting these notes down when something, I go like, holy cow, you're so right about that, right? Growing up, I didn't always have great influencers. I had a couple of really good teachers growing up. And I had my father, and I had a few friends, but I had a lot of friends that were very bad influencers too. I mean, they were good people, but they were people that weren't going to, benefit me really much, except maybe how to learn how to have a good time, right? But yeah, so I've got a lot of catching up to do because I didn't start any of this until I was 53 years old. At 50, all those years, just having bad influencers in my life or no influencers, because I spent a lot of those years just on my own, right? So I was so very happy to be able to learn. I've always been good at interacting with people, but those were the positions that I have. I've always had, like, customer service positions and hospitality positions, working in bars, working in restaurants and stuff. So I always had those social skills, right? But and be able to interact with different people, because each one of those jobs, you're working with different types of people, right? Because I've worked in bars where there were bikers and rough and tumbles, and I've worked in sports bars and where there were businessmen and executives, and I worked in restaurants, like I just worked with so many different people, and you learn to adapt your personalities so that when you have your conversations that you can just get along with almost everybody, right? But then at the same time, you kind of lose yourself because you don't really know who you are, because you're only a representation of the people that you're around, right? So when you're around so many different people, boy, do you get a recipe. Yeah. So I'm just trying to tie things up a little bit and learn off some of the good people out there, and because yeah, I want to leave something, and I want to leave good, right? So in order for that to happen, I have to be around good people. So I'm learning to network right now. Yeah. Yeah. And that's hard for me, right? I'm very good at working online and stuff, but if I don't know you well, like I know Andrew and Dave, and these are faces and names that I see every week, right? But if I didn't know you or anything, it would be very hard for me to have that initial introduction to you, right? So I'm just, I've been thinking about, I'm going to see this Evan Carmichael, this motivational speaker, and I'm going down to Minneapolis. I'm thinking, why, Cindy? Why do you find it so necessary that you need to spend that money, spend that time, put that pressure on yourself to come up with the funds to do that in order to go see somebody that you've never met before, just somebody online? And it's because he's been such a big influence on me in the past year. Him, and along with quite a few others. I mentioned 4 or 5, but there are other people that I follow, and people that have given me some great advice, and they're just, giving me the idea, and then this way I get to choose, right? I get to choose what information to live by, and I like to think that maybe these people are rubbing off on me well, and that maybe at some point, I'm not sure if I want to do what they're doing. I would really like to be able to get good at videoing, get good hanging out with and getting to know all my followers, and just being able, the whole point, exploring for me was a way for me to get away from my stress, right? It was my country drives when things got too hard for me or just piled up too high. I would just pack lunches or pack the camping gear, and I would just take off on my own, right? And just the drive and looking out the window and stopping in towns and going into the coffee shops and having conversations with people I meet along the way, it just it brought me down. It gives you time to clear your mind and focus and get on top of what you got to do next. And and I thought, it's such a great thing that you're able to take off for a couple of days or even just a day and then come back and be that refreshed that you're able to think clearly and then solve, because you're not thinking in a panic, that you're able to solve the bad situations that you're in or problems that you're having. And I thought, this is such a great trait for anybody. Like, I wouldn't be able to do it the way I do if I didn't have my car. Right, the car was the big thing. When I turned 53 years old, I had a couple of months or maybe a month, and my mother passed away, right? And I had a life changing, what do you call those? Epiphanies that, I wasn't going to waste any more time. I wasn't going to, I've always been one to enjoy my life to the max, right? And it was a promise I made to myself because my father passed very, very young, and he taught me how to explore. He taught me how to be my own friend, and I thought this one special thing that I had, that maybe now that there's YouTube, right? And I was looking for something to do in media, I thought, I could share this to people and maybe they would get the idea that, they could go off and explore things, especially in our generation, my generation. When I was a kid, I was a huge explorer. That's basically what I'm doing now, right? And each one of my explorers is a different budget, right? Because sometimes I have a few dollars. Sometimes I don't have any money at all. Sometimes I'm just going down to the river. Sometimes I'm just going to the zoo or the park up the road, you know? And then other times I got enough to fill up the gas tank and make a lunch and I can take off for the whole day. And then there are other times where I can put some money away and I can go camping and pick up some camping gear and, so those adventures are always happening. They're just, different budgets of doing it. And I just want to do the big ones now. Like, I have some ideas for some great explorers to show everybody. And yeah, I need to get on top of things and learn and figure out. And I have to be consistent. Now, I'm not consistent right now. This isn't consistent. Consistent is me uploading and explore. Oh, that's nice of you to say, Dave. Sometimes I don't even love myself, right? And yeah, and I know I shouldn't beat up on myself and everything, but it's always with good intentions, right? I always have good intentions, and it makes me feel terrible that I used to be able to put up an explore video every week, but at the same time, I can't put that same pressure on me, especially when things are not going well, because all that does is add the pressure. So I just got to spread the things out, right? We've only got 4 weeks till spring. And, I'm going to be out at that trailer and I'm going to be fixing up that trailer. You guys will, I've got all kinds of plans for that trailer. I'm going to turn it into my own little homestead, and I'm going to be making my own little series out there all in itself. Yeah. And yeah, I got to get my camping in this year. There are no ifs, ands, or buts. I gave it up last year. I had no choice. It was either that or not have a place to live. So of course I'm going to choose the more responsible thing. And I just made the best that I could with the explorers. And I got some good explorers in last summer, but they weren't the big ones that I really wanted to do, right? And yeah, so this summer I have plans. So right now I don't care. I'm going to just trudge through that mud. Oh, Cindy's here from Burning Sands Exploration. And that's what it is too, because when I was a kid, people were quite indifferent to me. So I was pretty much able to go off and do what I want. That was from being the little fat kid, when I was growing up in those days, there might have been one or two overweight kids in school, right? Nowadays, there might be one or two slim kids in the school and everybody else is overweight. And that's just, this digital age that we're living in. We're just not getting enough exercise, right? But yeah, people were pretty indifferent to me. And I always thought I had a voice, and I was either being treated badly or people were indifferent to me, and I never felt that I had a voice, right? So I am so excited now. This is my channel, right? I have a voice, and I did this for myself. I could have been that person that they tried to turn me into, and I just fought, and I'm me. This is my life, and I'm doing what I'm doing because I want to do it. And yeah, I might be doing it alone, right? But that doesn't mean it's always going to be that way, because you never know what's in store. Holy cow. Like I said, last week I was all worried, I got car insurance this month due. I've got all these bills I haven't paid, and I've got this trip coming up. How am I going to do it? And then next thing you know, it's no worries at all. Something comes through and you're able to take care of that, and you're just moving on to other problems, right? So yeah, I just my new attitude is I'm just trying not to stress about the big stuff. Deal with things as I need to deal with them. Try and get on top of the future, right? Because that's the whole point, is you're going towards a goal. Like I'm heading towards a goal. But if I want to blow up, you guys, I want to blow up. There's no reason that I can't blow up this year, and I can't take you. I have so many things that I could show people this summer, and I've just got to apply myself. And that's right, Cindy. You know what? Because I'm exactly the same way. I enjoy my own company. I am a thinker in myself. And if I had a lot of people around me, and if I had a busy life, I would not have been able to apply myself to my channel the way that I have, right? And it's not like I just do the learning videos. I do YouTube. I love YouTube. I'm all about YouTube. The trending, the suggestions, my subscriptions. I change my interests every once in a while. I bring on new interests. I'm always changing, and I've always been a changer. Not always, not always by choice. It's usually a little push into a situation that makes things change. But isn't that always how it is, right? Like you meet somebody who has a different lifestyle, and you take on their lifestyle, and you change your life, right? You take on a new job. It requires you to get up early in the morning when you used to sleep in late. Again, you change your life, right? Somebody gives you a little lecture, and you get these total insights about yourself that you never thought of before, and you change, right? I have done so much changing in the past couple of years, and as much as I whine and complain that I don't get to do what I want to do, right? I really am doing what I want to do. And yeah, ignore those, because those are moments, right? Those are just moments. That's not really how it is. Because if I did not want to be on YouTube, and if I did not want to be on social media, I wouldn't be. I would be off doing something else. The little bit of money that I put into equipment, or a little bit of money into traveling to see these motivational speakers, or these people that I learn from, right? Or go to these conventions, because not only am I going to see Evan in March, I'm also in October going to Vid Summit. And those are where I'm going to get to see the rest of the the people that I learn from, right? And people that I have influenced me well. So I know. I hope people, I keep reiterating myself, but I don't want people to think that I'm like, wow, what was these things where you get all caught up in these cultish things. I do feel myself changing and turning into a different person, but I think I'm turning into a better person, right? And it's giving me strengths and qualities, right? All this learning that I'm doing right now, they're giving me strengths and qualities that are going to get me where I need to be. Yeah, and like I said, I don't know if I would have been able to do this if I had so many people around me that needed my time, right? Because I'm really applying myself. Like I work, I come home, I'm on the computer, I'm learning, right? Of course, I'm filling it up with, my interests, right? Because I have my bottle digging channels that I watch, and I have my metal detecting channels that I'm watching. And yeah, there's Trisha Paytas, some of you guys would probably like Trisha. She's a God-fearing girl, but she has a funny way of going about it. And but she's super interesting, and she's super funny, and I find her to be quite endearing, and yeah, hopefully one day I get to do a collab with her. Wouldn't that be interesting? Yeah. Who are some of your favorite YouTubers? Does everybody here just watch urban exploring, or what are your other interests? Because I know I see Brendan. Brendan loves his urban exploration because I always see him in the other channels. So I know he loves his urban exploration. And Cindy, she spends a lot of time out in the desert driving around. That would be so lovely, especially in the evening. Oh, for sure. And how do you feel about yourself, Cindy? That's the thing. Like, don't you feel alive? You know, if I didn't have problems with my YouTube channel and learning social media, I would have problems in other things, because yeah, I would just self-sabotage. That's what I do best. Sometimes I think when things are starting going so well that I think I need to have something to deal with, and then I cause my own problems, and I would just wonder how far could I get if I didn't self-sabotage, right? So yeah. And it's thinking, right? So the more times, oh, Kathy's here tonight. Yeah, we're coming down to final sand on your walking stick. Yeah, we're going to take it down to Minneapolis, and we're going to go out exploring next weekend, and I'm going to take the stick with me then too, and I'll be sure to take pictures. Yeah. Oh, here's a good one for you, Cindy. If you like those homesteading channels, do you watch The White House on the Hill? Let me know if you watch that channel. I really like that channel. They have a little farm, and it's in the States somewhere. And yeah, they do chickens and ducks and chickadees, and their cats live in the chicken coops with the chickens. And yeah, it's just a really nice homesteading channel. So yeah, if you like homesteading channels, that's a really good channel. I just recently started watching them in the past couple of months, but I really really like their videos. And there have been some really good creators coming up the line there that I have actually subscribed to a couple of new ones too, eh? Oh, you get the cute little nicknames, eh, Dave? Yeah, Moo Moo. I think that might have been a nickname they gave me in elementary. No, I had some pretty good. I had some pretty good names. I had the nickname. Oh, what was the nickname? Secondhander. That was a bad one. Yeah, because my mother used to buy my clothes at the secondhand store. So yeah, the kids found out and they ended up calling me secondhander for a couple of years. Oh, I forgot that one. Yeah. Nancy's here too. Hi, Nancy. Oh, everybody's making it in tonight. Oh, I'm so glad I wore my sweater. It's so cold in here too. I just cranked the heat. So it looks like we're going into another cold spell. It warmed up for the past couple of days. It was like minus 13 was the high today. Celsius, minus 13 Celsius, which is pretty good because it's been like in the minus 40s forever. But yeah, you don't want it to go much warmer like that. At this time of year, because what happens is it starts to melt onto the roads and then it freezes up again and then the accidents happen, right? And then don't mind my voice. I've got a really bad cold. It kind of started yesterday. So oh, Nancy, you're not late. Yeah, tonight we were just yapping. Yeah, I've got a like I said, I've got a list of notes, but yeah, tonight I'm just into the chatting and stuff because yeah, my head's a little stuffy today. I'm not really thinking properly tonight. But I was saying next Friday I got invited to the Assiniboine Forest, which is might even be North America's largest. I know it's one for sure. Assiniboine Forest. I was going to go owl for the trails to look for owls. I like to do a little bird watching, right? And I thought because I got the new Pixel that I might be able to get some really nice nature shots. I've been kind of ignoring my Instagram with all the pressures. It's been taking everything I have just to keep the Twitter and the YouTube going. And you know, I have to be responsible for those two platforms for sure because those are the ones that I committed to, right? So I got to make sure that the content for those two channels are taken care of first. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to going out and getting some beautiful landscapes for my Instagram channel in the next couple of days with my new Pixel, which I'm pretty excited to have. But yeah, I still have to make a decision on that camera. I'm not quite sure if I've been whining for a year that I need the camera. I need the camera. And that's what's kind of got me still thinking that I need the camera, right? But I never even gave the Pixel a shot. Like I never gave the Pixel a shot. And I'm thinking, maybe I should give the Pixel a shot. But if I give the Pixel a shot, I'm going to spend that money on something else. And then when I do need that camera, I'm not going to be able to do it again. I'm not going to be back in the same situation of whining that I don't have a camera. So if anybody has some advice what I should do, shout it out because I'm listening, because that's my dilemma. Do I spend that money to get a camera? Because if I do that, it's the camera, the car insurance, and my trip, right? Oh, and my passport. Get that done, and then I'm back to being broke, right? But at least those things will be done. But if I don't get the camera, that'll be, a nice little chunk of money that maybe I could get the good lighting for my little studio. Look at this. Like, this is bugging me, right? Because see, my head is right here. I need to take these letters off, repaint the wall there, and then I need to bring Prairie Dodgers and put it up top. That's really, really, can you see doesn't that make sense? My whole head is just cutting off Prairie Dodgers. And actually, I think I need to get bigger letters so it can take up the whole wall. I did have a cork board here that I took off before I went live because I have all my pin notes and everything. Like, excuse me. of things that I need to get done and stuff, right? And different apps to take. It's my little app board, right? So when one of the videos or one of the people I'm learning from mentions a new app that I should try, or a new website, because right now too, do I start the website? I need something. Like, I have all these people here, and like, some of you, we do email and stuff, but I know that we're not getting each other's emails all the time, right? Like, so I have to figure out whether or not that I just want to get a mailbox where we can email each other and I can give information, or do I need to do a website, right? Like, I have a website set up, but it's not a paid one, and it's not one that I'm actually putting content into. What I need is somebody to help, somebody who wants to help me with a newsletter every month, right? That would be great, because come spring and those explores start happening, and I'm going to be uploading all the time. I was even thinking that I was going to challenge myself. I know that Girl in the Woods, who out there is watching Girl in the Woods? Anybody out there watching Girl in the Woods? Yeah, she was the lady who did the Alone in Mongolia, and she did another season of Alone before that too. But I've been watching her. Oh, Nancy. Yeah, she spent some time, I think, up in Alaska, but she's out of Michigan, and she does bushcraft videos. And right now she's doing a 28-day challenge, and every day she goes and she makes a campfire and she cooks something different on her campfire, right? And it's a little challenge she put on. But I thought I might like to do a little challenge for myself this summer. I thought maybe I might give, not long term, right? But maybe you could do like summer daily vlogs or something like that, where I can try daily vlogging, because then you wouldn't need that hard content, that long form content. I could just, go online whenever I feel like it. And, whatever I come across, I could just go live and just show everybody, or make short videos. And yeah. So like I said, you can tell that I've been thinking. Yes, she is. Actually, you give me 1 second here. I'll find her for you, and I'll leave the link, because she's a really good channel. She's a really nice lady too. I'll just go into her latest video, because I'm sure she's uploaded her video for today already, because she's been doing it every day. Where are you? I know you've uploaded, because she's halfway through it, so she wouldn't. Okay, well, maybe yesterday's. There she is. So maybe she just hasn't uploaded. Oops, let me just turn that down. Maybe she just hasn't uploaded her video yet for today. But I'm just going to drop the link into the live chat here. And you can go check out. YouTube doesn't punish me if I'm sending you to another YouTube's channel. So if you want to go check it out, you can always come back here. But if you want to go check her channel out, this is her link to her last video. And I think some of my subscribers might enjoy watching her videos. She's a really nice lady. She's got a cat and a dog that she takes out into the bush with her. They follow her out into the bush. Yeah, she did that television show Alone, and then she has her own YouTube channel, and she was doing, I think she was up in Alaska. I don't know if she had like a summer place out in Alaska, or I just misunderstood, and she was doing everything out in Michigan. But yeah, she has a little homestead out in Michigan, and she does her bushcraft videos out in the I guess you don't call it Crown Land over there, because the woodlands behind her property, right? And she goes out into the bush there. But yes, no, she does do Alaska because she took us out into the mountains and the valleys and everything last summer. So she must travel in between the two places. But yeah, I've been watching her. And then I picked out a few games. Bold and Bankrupt. I've been really enjoying his videos. He's traveling India, like I said, and he's a really good one. And he just does, explore videos, but he just explores like the back streets and the back roads of India and interacts with the people there. And then there's another one, Harold Balder, and absolutely just amazing explorer. And he's friends with actually the gentleman from they call him Mr. Bald, right? He's actually good friends with Mr. Bald, and he also explores India. But they do kind things, like they'll pop into like the government schools and give them money, or he gives big tips and he changes lives. And yeah, he's really interesting. Yeah, watch your videos, Kathy. You probably like them very much. Excuse me. Yeah. If you like my silly, because she kind of does almost the same type of videos as me, but I think she probably does them much better because mine were more hit and miss, and it was kind of like misadventures of Cindy. But yeah, she knows her stuff, and she actually teaches a lot of good tips and stuff, survival tips and everything too, right? So I've been really enjoying her videos lately. But other than that, I've been sticking to my trying to learn, right? Because this has been spring is coming up fast. You like I've got to be ready, and I've got to be on the road. Can you believe I've got the tires? I'm just so happy about those tires. Now I haven't paid for them yet, and I won't be able to pay for them until Wednesday, right? But they're a certain size, and they're exactly the ones I want. So I'm just going to take a chance that nobody else needs those tires, and I get them on Wednesday. And if I do, I've saved almost $900. Whoa. And they're brand new, still wrapped. I'm just so excited. So I'm going to have the tires I need, not just for the trip into the States, but those tires are specifically for the back roads, for my back roads explorers. That car has taken a beating and holding out so well, but those tires, I tell you, I only had those tires for 2 years, and they're bare, and I'm filling up those tires every day now. Those tires are so beaten up, and they've needed to be changed since well before Christmas, right? And and it's stopping me because I can't go down the back roads. I can't go out there on my own by myself and take a chance that those tires are, and it's a good chance. Like I'm worried just going to pick my sisters up to go to the grocery store. I'm worried that those tires are not going to hold up, right? So you know what, Dave? I'm going to come back and I'm going to make a note. And actually, I can just make a note right here so that I can go take a look at that. Yes, I wouldn't mind reading that book. That sounds really good. Yeah, my my dream, is to just live on my own out in the bush like Jeremiah Johnson, right? Yeah. But I'm close. I'm still doing what I'm doing, right? Still having fun with it. Yeah. Yeah, these ones that I had are all terrains, right? So yeah, they're really really good tires that I'm grabbing. Very I picked the exact same tires that were on the car when I purchased it, and wow, they weren't the same tires that are on there now, but they were good tires. I just was pretty really rough on those tires. I did a lot of gravel, Like, you guys know how much gravel I did. Yeah, with that car. And that car never let me down. Yeah. I never even had, well, I did get a flat tire, really bad flat tire, but I was able to get that changed right away. But I never lost a tire out on a highway or out on a back road. I never had to change a back tire, right? I just like drove a block away and parked the car and let my brother-in-law deal with it, right? But yeah, so I don't want to get in a situation where I'm going to have to deal with that. And those tires are so bad but another week and that's going to be taken care of. I'm so pleased. And yeah, things are starting to look good. And that's because I'm staying on top of it, right? Thank you for popping by, Nancy. Yeah, she's a busy lady, Nancy. Yeah, she runs her own channel, and yeah, she's a very social person too. I see her all over the place. Actually, I saw her also in Steve's, when Abandoned Steve uploaded his video. I saw her, that she was in his channel too. Yeah. Yeah, nice lady from Seattle. Awesome. Yeah, so it's just me blabbering away today. What else is going on out there? I'm reading all the comments. Yeah, so I don't think I've missed anything. Yeah, Kathy, me going out to camp, I have not been out that way in about a month. I haven't been out that way. Yeah, my tent is still out there. My good camping chairs are still out there. Yeah. 4 more weeks. I'm gonna go out there and look for my stuff. And yeah, I most likely, I'm not counting that my tent, cross my fingers. You never know, right? It might have gotten hooked up in a tree or something, or maybe the snow's weighting it down. But as soon as it starts melting out there and I'm able to get out there, I'm gonna go grab all my gear and everything. And yeah, if not, I'm gonna have to buy a new tent for camping. And I want to get some inner tubes too. Yeah. Now I got my passport. I'm going to want to go do some of those whitewater, inner tubing down the whitewaters. I know like they got Apple River and stuff like that just over the border. Oh, Nancy was still here. Night, Nancy. You think so, Dave? Do they eat those kind? I guess they would chew on them, because you know what happened? Because I had one of those Cooper chairs. I love my Cooper chair, right? But it had a big pocket, and I was cooking, and I forgot to put that one thing away, and I went, oh, I'll just zip it up in my pocket, and I'll just put it away in the morning. And that was the night of that snowstorm when I had to leave in the middle of the night. But when I went back there to get my chair, I opened up the zipper, and the whole side of my chair was all chewed up. So it looked like something had been trying to get at that margarine that I had zipped in there, right? Because the whole side of the chair was all chewed up. So yeah, I didn't know they ate it, but yeah, they were definitely chewing on that trying to get to the margarine. But yeah, those I can be doing. Yeah. Next winter, that whole situation was just a budget thing. I just did not do those videos just because of I'm trying to cut down the money, right? For this winter, right? So I can have a really good summer, really good spring, a really good summer this year. Yeah, I really got to put everything I have into my videos this summer. Yeah, this is yeah, I have to put everything into my videos. I just got to make it work. I just got to make it work. And, I'm learning so much now. I just don't see how I could fail at it, right? Oh, yeah. I get in those situations all the time. We went out last weekend when we went to see them, when we went on the ice highway there out on Vulcan Lake there. that was so much fun. I really, really enjoyed it. And I was kind of thinking, oh, maybe I don't want to do that trip with Ray, but but yeah, it was lots of fun. Yeah, that ice is at least 8 feet thick, right? Like it was so cold. That ice was 8 feet thick. There was no breaking through that. Like in the next couple of weeks, I wouldn't be going on there, right? Like because when things start to warm up, things start to warm up fast. Yeah, as soon as that ice starts making no sounds, yeah, that's the end. So, what else is going on here? Just let me scroll back here. Yes, I think so too, Owen. Yeah, that's it. It kind of bothers me that my head is cutting that off, right? But yeah, bigger letters. I like the color. The color's good. Just bigger letters and up higher, right? At least another 10 inches higher, even 12 inches higher. I've got the space there and running across the wall. But this whole setup, this is all temporary. This is, this is for when I'm working with clients and stuff, that me sitting in front of my pictures or casually on the couch, it gives a different feeling, right? So if I'm sitting at my desk and with kind of professional kind of feel behind me and stuff, then then they're going to take it as, okay, we got to take this serious, and she's actually going to teach me some stuff. and yeah, it's just a little bit more professional, right? And it will all change, right? These are just things that I love, but these will go back, and different things, might be a different shelf. It might be a different space altogether. I might be in a different apartment, a different city, different country. You never know what's going on with Sydney. So many changes going on. Yeah, so when I was talking about Girl in the Woods, I'm glad a couple of you subscribed to her. Yeah, and if you watch her videos, let her know that Cindy sent you. Yeah, maybe she might want to collab with me at some point. She was doing a trip this past summer where she was gonna rent some cabins up in Alaska, and she was inviting a lot of women to come out there and learn some of her skills and explore up there. But it would have been an expensive trip for me, so I never even considered it. But oh, I'm good with that. Oh yeah, it'd take me 2 minutes. I got the can of paint and the thing. And these peel off, right? These will peel right off. But because they were sticked, so I took the wood glue too that dries clear, and I kind of coated that too. So that's why I'm going to have to repaint it too, right? Because once I take those off, I'm going to take the paint right off too. Oh, black flies. I hate black flies. I hate black flies more than I hate mosquitoes. Bugs don't usually bother me, but black flies, they'll take chunks right out of you. They land on your arm and they just bite a big piece of flesh right out of you. Yeah, I don't like the black flies. Black flies usually happen, I guess in the beginning of the spring, right? So I usually do a camping trip. I didn't last year, but I usually do a camping trip in the middle of May. I take off for a few days, and I know the black flies are usually pretty bad. Then there's no mosquitoes at that point, just the black flies and the and the ticks. But what was I going to say about that? Oh yeah, the black flies. Yeah, terrible. I don't look forward to them. But I'm happy to see the black flies if it means I get to go camping and get that dinghy blown up and grab my books and a blanket and my camera and maybe do a little bit of vlogging in my dinghy out in the middle of the lake. Yeah, we're gonna do a few of those. I've never taken anybody up to those special places, those special camping places of mine. You guys would not believe some of the places that I visit for my camping. Yeah, black flies, don't like them, Kathy. Oh, are horse flies different, Jen, than black flies? Because that's the ones. Those are the ones that I'm talking about. The horse flies, the great big black ones, right? Yeah, those are the ones I don't like. Those are the ones that take the big chunks out of my arms all the time. Yeah, snakes. Well, we have the largest snake den in the world here in Manitoba, right up north. If you look in my videos way back, it was Narcissus snake dens, and I did a video on one of my trips. Now that's with a bad camera, and I was a bad videoer at that point. But I may go up there this spring and do a really good job on another explore video, because those snakes, that was a fun experience. So many snakes. I never seen so many snakes in my entire life. Very scary the way they hiss too, because they are hissing really loud. But yeah, when it comes to poisonous snakes, now they say that we have rattlers on the southwest part of the province, but I've never seen, and I've been down in that area of the province walking through brush and tall grass, and yeah, I've never heard a snake. I've never seen a snake, but I know that they're there now, so I'll definitely be more aware of them. But yeah, to have to worry about snakes being in a desert, like those are the ones with the poisonous snakes. And what about scorpions, Cindy? Do you have scorpions in your desert too? Because those are poisonous too, right? And those would bite you, and those you would be dead. You like that one, Kathy? Yeah, I think I could do a better job on that video now for that explore, because I didn't show as many of the snakes as I saw out there, but I was kind of freaked out because it was the first time that I had been there too, right? So my camera was all over the place, like, I'd be filming and then I'd see a camera and then the camera would be going this way and I'd be going that way. Yeah, it freaked me out, all those snakes. But yeah, I didn't even show you a fraction of the snakes that were actually out there. And yeah, and it's because out there, because it's all rock, right? And because the hot summers and the cold winters, they grew fissures, so like there's cracks in the rocks and stuff. So it's just a perfect place for the snakes to, in the fall and in the spring, just to slither down in there. And like they said on those plaques on that adventure, was that for thousands of years they've been doing it, so now it's just imprinted in them to do it that way. And it's the only place in the world that snakes do that, right? But because it's so cold, they wouldn't survive, right, unless they did. And they go into the dens with the squirrels and the chipmunks and all the little animals, and they'll just curl up with them, right? I don't know if they eat them for food halfway through, but I think they sleep the whole way. Live in the composter? Holy moly. Would the compost be warm during the winter, or would they be hibernating in that warm stuff? Yeah, because I'm sure that it's warm in the. I know we had a composter growing up, and there was always steam coming out of the composters. I'm not much of a gardener. Hi, Pat. Thanks for joining us. We didn't have much of a plan for tonight. I just decided that I was going to come online and let everybody know that I was what I was up to, and no explore this week. I was going to do one. I went out Friday and I was going to do the trails and look for owls and stuff, but I bumped into a gentleman who does the skijoring. So if you watched my video down at the river and you saw the dogs that were pulling the skiers down the ice, well, they do that every Friday night out at this Assiniboine Forest. And yeah, we got into a great conversation and invited me out there. And I've got to figure out something for lighting because they do it later in the evening when people aren't using the trail, right? And it's pitch black. But I'm wondering if we can hang lanterns from the trees or something, and I can get some great video as they're whizzing by with their dogs and stuff. So yeah. Oh, and tomorrow, like I've just been so busy. Like we had the Winnipeg canoe race yesterday. Tomorrow is Heritage Winnipeg award ceremony, so they'll be giving out awards to people that contribute to historical buildings or articles or anything to do with the history of Manitoba, right? But basically, Heritage Winnipeg, they're about taking care of the heritage buildings here in Manitoba. Yeah. Which is what I would love to do. If my channel took off and I became like super duper rich, that's what I would do. Is I would try to put metal roofs over all of our abandons, just to give them some time till they can figure out, because a lot of these buildings are getting heritage status now because there's been quite a bit of interest in these old buildings, because other parts of Canada, they don't have them anymore, right? And for some reason, Manitoba never tore down these old homesteads or old schools or old churches, and they just let them decay in their own, and they just became like ornaments in the prairies, right? And it's just not in Manitoba, it's in Saskatoon too, right? In Saskatchewan, they have tons of abandon also, right? So it's right across the prairies, and I still haven't gotten into Saskatchewan to do some exploring, and I've gotten some invites to come out and be showing some of these beautiful homesteads out there. So I got to make sure that I take some time this summer to take up some of these invitations and get to what do you call that, network with some other YouTube creators. Yeah. One isn't a YouTube creator. I think one does photographs on Facebook, but they could take photos and I can video the explorers, right? Yeah, we have a couple of channels here in Manitoba. If you actually, Richard, his name's Richard, and he has a Facebook page. He does Abandoned Manitoba on Facebook. So if you want to see some beautiful, we're talking hundreds and hundreds of Manitoba abandoned homesteads, you'll find his channel very interesting. Now, again, before I went live, I could have, grabbed the URL for his channel and just posted it there. But again, because it's Facebook, I don't want to redirect people into somebody else's channel, especially on Facebook, because yeah, I'm trying to keep everybody here on YouTube, right? Yeah. Can't be sending people off to other platforms. That wouldn't be fair, right? Because YouTube went out of their way to give me my channel, and what I do is I send people off to others. But if you get the opportunity, yeah, he has a page. It's Abandoned Manitoba. So if you really want to take a look, and he actually sent me a list of all his abandoned, so like a map and a location. So I've never used any of them, but it was kind of him too, because with me, my explorers, I want to discover them, right? I want to get on the road and I want to discover them. And I've taken a peek at his maps and see the general area. So when I see like all the different, he puts little pins and stuff on them. So when I see the busyness in a certain area, then maybe I might go to that area knowing that I'm going to find some wonderful abandons. But I've never gone, okay, I'm going to this one here and I'm going to this one here. I've never done that because I want to discover these places on my own, right? That's the whole point. That's why I don't give locations most of the time on my videos, is because if you come to Manitoba, I want you to jump in your car and I want you to do the back roads and I want you to discover these places for yourself. It's half the fun, right? And then the other part of the reason then is also then you're going to get these kids that do the urban exploring like they're doing in Europe, right? And have you seen, like in Europe, they do them in teams, right? So there'll be one building, but every urban explorer will do that one building and just do their version of the Explorer, that one building, right? But from the time the first person did the Explore till 20 people down the road do their Explore, the whole place has been trashed with graffiti, and the moldings have been, torn apart, and, little fires in the rooms, and, possessions taken, and B&Es, and it's just disheartening, right? And it's just like, so that's another reason why I don't give out the locations on my Explorers. Are you in Minnesota, Pat? Or have you moved since? Yeah, because I'm going to be in Minnesota. I'll be driving down Minnesota. Now, I haven't decided, because at first I wasn't too sure whether or not I'd be able to uh, afford the trip down to Minnesota to see Evan Carmichael. So I was thinking maybe I might carpool, right? And then people could maybe, pitch in for gas if they were going down to see him too. And then I would just pick people up along the way if I saw that they had a certified ticket for the event, right? Then I would know that they were truly going down there, right? So but now I don't have to do that. But of course, if anybody is going to see Evan Carmichael, I'm happy to pick you up along the way if you are going, right? But, I doubt if anybody in my crew, because, yeah, my crew's more interested in the Explore and the journey than I know that you guys are rooting for me and you guys are enjoying me, learning how to do this and seeing if maybe I could make this happen somehow, I don't know how I could possibly fail unless I self-sabotage or if I don't upload, and I would hope that you guys would jump in the comments somewheres and say, hey, Cindy, get your button gear and go find something for us to explore, because yeah, if you don't get your content, then I know that I'm not doing a good job, right? Because I want to be able to make sure that there's some kind of content every single week. So right now I do one Explore, then the next week I'm going to do a live, and I'm just going to do that for maybe another month, maybe five weeks. And then right away, we're going to be going into that trip into the States, and I'm going to make sure I'm going to make some terrific videos, because in the late 1800s, right before or mid 1800s, before we even became a country, that was all part of Rupert's land too, right? So over across the border, like 49th parallel was actually put up in the 1950s, right? It's the 1950s. I think it was the 1950s. So they were actually the same group of people that Manitobans had. They were the same settlers. They just were a little bit further south, right? But then they put the border up, and now they're Americans and we're Canadians. But at one time, we were all part of Lower Canada, right? Or Rupert's Land, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so it would be really neat to see if I can get some permissions to see some of their homesteads, because I'm sure, because they're all rural farmland out there too, right? Most of the land out there, they're all farmers, right? So hopefully I can get some permissions. I don't have a lot of time when I'm down there. I'm only going to have 3 days, right? I'll have the Friday, the Saturday. I have to be back Sunday night at the very latest, right? So whatever permissions I get, I'm just going to have to be incredible. I might be just sticking the camera out the window and say, here, guys, take a look at that one as I'm driving. But I'm sure there will be lots of abandons. And I know that there's a couple of urban explorers that do the farms just over the border there. But I don't know if I have any time to collaborate with them, but I'm definitely going to make an attempt, because if they can line something up, right, that we can maybe do in an afternoon or something as I'm heading down into Minneapolis, that would be terrific. Oh, okay. The hibernate in the compost. Okay, I gotcha. It's a nice warm spot, isn't it? Yeah, and that's the way it is. But if you build up, Cindy, you have a really good channel. I really enjoy your channel. And what it is it's the consistency, right? So I would you have lots of videos on your channel too. You have lots of videos. What I would do is I would put little packages of those videos. So make little categories of your explores. So like when you were doing the deserts, you can write desert explores and put 6 videos in that and just make playlists in your chat on your channel page, and it would look really, really good. You could do so much with your channel. You really have a talent. You're really doing good, Cindy, and I think you could do something with your channel too. Yeah. And if you did that, and that's why you were saying that you couldn't afford the money to travel and stuff. But if you brought up that consistency and you worked on your channel and then you watched, find a few people that you could learn your YouTube from, that you could do amazing stuff with your channel. And that's what I'm doing this year. That's all I'm doing is I'm applying myself so that, chewing the fat, so that this summer to make up, we are going to have the best summer ever. I'm going to show you some amazing explorers. It was such a small fraction of what I got to be able to show everybody that I'm just super excited to be able to do some more exploring and some camping. And yeah, like I said, I've got my list going and I'm applying myself, and I know I could be a little bit more stricter with myself, but boy, did we have a real crappy year last year yeah. Nice that you popped in, Kathy. And like I said, I down to the final sand on that walking stick. So I do want to go into a store and then maybe do a little video on finishings so that when people do their own sticks, right? When you get your own sticks done, that you'll know how to properly finish them off so that they look beautiful and that they're durable and they last for a long time. And Andrew's heading out. So everybody's calling it a night now. So what time is it? 8:45. Yeah, so I let this one go on too. I always say that I'm going to go on. I'm saying I'm going to go on for an hour, and it always ends up for 2 hours or 3 hours. So I guess I should call it a night too. I just wanted to fill everybody in on what I've been up to. And yeah, just talking and just seeing these numbers. Yeah, next time you watch my live chatter, you're going to see I'm going to fix that right away. I'll get that all fixed up. But anyway, I'm going to call it a night too. Andrew, thank you so much. If you haven't seen my Forks trail walk yet, go to my community tab. I actually, because it's unlisted, right? Like this one too is going to be unlisted. After 4 hours, you won't be able to watch it. Mrs. C48, thank you for coming in. Thank you. Yes, you've been here for my last few lives. I'm so happy to have you as a regular now. That's so terrific. Oh, Dave, thank you for saying you're always good for my motivation and cheering me on. I always appreciate that. But everybody, thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you haven't subscribed, and this is the first time in one of my live chatters, maybe now would be a good time to hit that subscribe button. And if you haven't watched any of my videos yet, I make explore videos. I explore abandoned farms, abandoned homesteads. I love farm equipment. I love being out in the rural countryside and the back roads. And I love being off on my own by myself. And yeah, just enjoying the outdoors. But thank you everybody for watching. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.